that trumpet sound, boy, you don't wanna miss out. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in with the Lord or you out with the Lord. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in with the Lord or you out.
Praise the Most High. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. All praise the Most High. Total Rabbi for tuning in again to another These Babylon Streets. We're going to keep it going with when to cut somebody off from the assembly. We also know that, just even on a more practical level, just when to cut somebody out of your life or out of your situation, right? So that's where we're going with this one. You gonna blow that shofar up, our kid? So, excellent work, he was.
Yes, sir.
Yes, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yes, sir. Shofar. Yes, sir. Well, all praises to the Most High. Our kid got some current events we're gonna get into. What's the first one you jumping into?
The first one is going to be the Border Patrol chief under fire for throwing a flashbang or some type of smoke grenade into a protesting crowd.
A peaceful protesting crowd.
Yeah. The federal judge told him not to do it, but he says, what? See. Okay, there we go.
Between federal agents and anti-ICE protesters in Chicago. US Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bavino appears to throw a tear gas canister towards anti-ICE protesters. The video does not clearly show what happened in the lead-up to the incident or if any warnings were given. A cloud of smoke in the area can be seen as the protesters ran away. Bavino has been accused of violating a federal judge's order to restrict federal agents from using aggressive crowd control tactics at Chicago anti-ICE protests, according to a Thursday court filing. The order includes exceptions for individuals who pose a threat to law enforcement or others. In the filing, the community members allege Bavino threw the tear gas, quote, into a crowd without justification. Prior to the court filing, Bavino defended federal agents' conduct in an interview with CBS, saying, "The use of force I've seen has been exemplary. By exemplary, I would say the least amount of force necessary to accomplish the mission." Bavino, along with the US Department of Homeland Security, is a defendant in the case. CNN has reached out to the DHS for comment. Video shows a tense scene between federal agents and anti-
So I guess it was in Chicago, ICE protests. So they protest. Hold on. They skip. Yeah, all right, hold on. We'll play that next one since they jumping themselves in. So this the protest about, I guess, the immigration and arresting people, the immigrants or whatnot, and Border Patrol got summons out there, and I guess before they went out there, the judge gave the chief strict orders on what not to do or what to do, and by the look of it, the chief said this is what he's gonna do, and he threw that flashbang or smoke bomb, whatever he threw. Just from what we seen, it didn't look like they was they didn't look aggressive or it didn't look like it could be a threat. Mm-hmm. But That's what that was for that one. I think there's gonna be some more of that coming soon. I think they, doing their trial period and gonna amp it up, especially here for the end of this Pega year. 2.5 more months of that. Actually, yeah, about two months of that. So we're gonna see what it's gonna get like around these holidays coming up here pretty soon. Next, we got something that you only see in movies, huh? We done all seen heist movies, and how strategic they be when they plan a heist, especially something big like that, or like what we about to watch right here. This happened in Paris. Lure, I think that's how you say it. But we about to see what happened.
Seven minutes. That's all it took to rob the world's most famous museum.
Ce drame a profondément choqué les agents du musée du Louvre.
On Sunday morning, four masked thieves pulled off a $102 million jewelry heist at the Louvre in record time, triggering national outrage and a massive manhunt. Here's how what many are calling the heist of the century happened minute by minute. 9:30 a.m., a truck with an extendable ladder parks near the Louvre's Seine-facing side. Dressed as construction workers, two thieves scale the ladder to a second-floor balcony. Using an angle grinder, they cut through a window into the Apollo Gallery, just rooms away from the Mona Lisa. Inside, they smash two display cases and steal 8 pieces of jewelry dating to the Royal French Napoleonic era. The museum's alarm sounds, alerting museum staff and authorities to the theft. The thieves flee down the ladder, hop onto 2 motorbikes, and speed off southeast towards the A6 highway. In their rush, they drop one piece, the crown of Empress Eugenie, which is adorned with over 1,000 diamonds. The crown recovered on the street outside the museum, but found damaged. Police arrived within minutes and found 2 angle grinders, a blowtorch, gasoline, gloves, a walkie-talkie, a blanket, and the crown at the scene. A yellow vest, possibly from one suspect, was discovered blocks away. The Louvre was closed after the robbery and wasn't reopened until Wednesday morning. The Louvre director, facing questions from lawmakers, revealed one shocking revelation: that the only camera outside the Apollo Gallery was facing the wrong way and did not see that van arrive or the ladder resting on the balcony. It's a fact the 4 suspects may have known, and raises the question, were they tipped off by someone on the side, or even did someone move it for them? Alarms and video cameras in the Louvre worked, she said, but because police were only alerted once the gang had already made entry, it was too late. The stakes now? French President Emmanuel Macron has vowed justice, but experts worry the stolen jewelry can't be openly sold in its current state. The fear is the thieves will dismantle these priceless artifacts, selling the jewels individually and erasing centuries of history forever.
All right. We know that was an inside job all day long. That was the inside job. The next one, let's go to Pastor Wine. Let's see what Christian pastor, Christian singer, got millions of dollars in the bank. Let's see what he is asking of his congregation for, and how much.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfecting Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
I, Roberta McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of.
So he trying to build a new church. He said his church ain't big enough for his congregation. Okay. He ain't getting paid enough. Yeah. So he want a bigger church. So he said, that's how they were doing it from the news article we read or watched earlier. He wanted people with the most money to come up first. You got $1,000 plus that 1,000, you get first row seats or whatever. You get the praises and all that. But this district came with 1,200. He said, I ain't asking that. I don't want that. 1,000 plus 1,000.
He said, if it ain't just 2 bands.
Yeah. And she had a little boy with her next to him. You seen in the video too. He probably about 7 or 8 years old. But yeah. It's just Christian pastors going wild.
Man, it's just they don't care no more. It's like everybody that makes it's a business out of the church and out of the congregation. I mean, and they directly contradict the scriptures. Look at 1 Peter 5:2.
Let me get there.
Even starting verse 1.
1 Peter. All right.
It's 1 Peter 5:1. It says the elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder and a witness of the glory that shall be revealed. Feed the flocks of Elohim, which is among you by constraint, but willingly. So constraint is like not for filthy lucre, but for a ready mind. So
definition.
Yeah, pull it up. Yeah, pull up lucre out.
Strong's G 147. Ice Hakerdos. Ice Hakerdos.
Well, he got that from the diaphragm. I Hakerdos. Well, it's like he's about to spit on somebody. Okay.
All right. And I say eagerness for base gain.
Somebody reading they must have updated this because now the word is on the right now, not the bottom. Okay. So eagerness for base gain. Okay. What you got, Meek?
You can like to read it.
Okay, it says for there many unruly.
And Titus what?
Titus 1.
Titus 1.
And verse 10 and 11.
10 and 11. Okay.
Oh, we could have flipped that mic around. But we got it.
I was about to say, I
We got it. We got it. Nah. You good.
My voice is really tiny.
We got it.
All right, yeah, I'm going to pick it up. Titus 1, 10 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
It reads, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake." For filthy lucre's sake. How you say it, huh?
I forgot. I forgot how to say it. Well, hold on. Let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. Something close to that nature. Oh, that's a different word. Because it said, let's see what this one say.
What's Strong's number?
Strong's G 2771. Kerdas. Kerdas.
Kerados.
Oh, yeah, that's a different. So here in Titus is careless.
Mm-hmm. But the definition is gain or advantages.
Gain or advantages.
Because to a millionaire pastor, your business alone, your church alone is tax exempt. So while we going to the poor people for 501c3. So you got that. Then like this is the way. This is how churches do. Because if you give them the money, it now what we call free will offering. That's what you gave, and you can't get nothing from it. This is like when you go to Goodwill, they give you a receipt to say that you donated some clothes, but it really don't do anything for your tax purposes, unless you give it in your business name or something like that. But why are we going to the poor when you already have it all? That's the loophole. Because you can do a construction grant.
But that's why they use religion to keep the poor's minds captivated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because in the 501c3, you're not allowed to tell them about Shabbat or read them Deuteronomy chapter 28. You're not allowed to. You have to celebrate
the pagan days.
Exactly. You have to. It's in their contract. They're not allowed to tell us that. They're not allowed to do none of that. Just like you sign a contract for music in the music industry, you're not allowed to say his name in the studio. You're not allowed to say his name on the stage. You're not allowed to say his name when you're doing a photo shoot. You're not allowed to wear a cross. You're not allowed to have anything of him. Or they will cancel your photo shoot. They'll blackball you. And you gonna be broke back on the streets.
World of the Freemasons.
You're also not allowed to give back to your people in the hood.
Now this is why
Crazy.
This is why when they do get back to the hood, it's always recorded. Always, man, you got enough money to get that man off the street. Get that man off the street.
That's why all these baby mamas and kids, these celebrities, is like, oh, he ain't paying my child support. He ain't been taking care of me since this day and this, because they're not allowed to. They have everything taken away from them. They're not allowed to go back to their families. It's crazy.
All right, we got one more current event. I think this happened within the last week. The peace treaty that Trump signed with Gaza. All praise the Most High for me, because she brought this up.
Oh,
yeah. It slipped my mind because I remember seeing it, but Meek brought it to the forefront earlier today.
Historic Gaza deal. Let's listen in.
Some were brought in and some were not. and they're working out to find out where those bodies are. It's hard to believe that you even have to say something like that. It's so sad. It's so sad. But what's not sad is that we have finally, after, I guess they say 3,000 years, I've heard from 3,000 years to 500 years, but whatever it is, it's a lot. But this was the one, this was the granddaddy of them all, and frankly, this was probably going to be the toughest, and maybe in many ways it was, but we had a lot of good talent. Steve Witkoff, Jared, Marco, and Pete, and General Kane was so great. John Ratcliffe was incredible. We had an amazing array of talent, and we were helped by, in particular, the countries represented at this table. I will say, to me, you were fantastic, and your country is unbelievable, and I don't think they give you a fair shake. They talk about you as though...
Looking for an easier way to get that LLC next to your...
I got a verse for that too.
Okay.
So he's basically saying it's peace with all these countries with conflict.
Well, the scriptures say in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 1 to 11, they kind of explain, I feel like, the situation. I feel like I'm not the only one who feel this way, because somebody brought it to my attention when it happened. Another Hebrew, because they felt this way as well. You know,
1 Thessalonians what?
chapter 5, verse 1 to 11. I can come up there and read it if you want me to.
Sure, I get it. I was just about to hit verse 3, but I started verse 1.
Oh, yeah.
So,
3 is where it says, but.
Okay, so that is there. Let me hit something real quick.
Man.
So I'm gonna hit this Ezra 7 and 25 first. You good, I kid?
Let me see. No, that's Ezekiel.
Yeah, Ezekiel 7.
Ezekiel 7?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Ezra, right?
He did.
Oh, my fault. Ezekiel 7 and 25. All right, and read. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. It says, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall come upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priests, and counsel from the ancients.
He just said that they didn't give y'all a fair shake. He said, I think y'all good people. They didn't give y'all a fair shake. So
He said what now?
Trump said that they didn't give Gaza a fair shake at the table.
Then you said, what was it at? Go to 1 Thessalonians.
Yes, sir. 5, chapter 5, 1 to 11. It said in 3, but 1 to 11 in more context.
All right. So 1 Thessalonians 5, at verse 1, it reads, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For you, it says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahuwah is so cometh as a thief in the night. So he said, man, the day of Yahuwah cometh, like a thief in the night. Verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, and that's what we're talking about now, the peace treaty being signed, right? Oh, we're going to be able to be prosperous with these nations. Oh, we're going to be able to see longevity of peace in these conflict periods. Then sudden destruction cometh upon them. as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. So he's saying, man, y'all are awoke, so y'all shouldn't get caught up in what those who aren't privy to the information get caught up. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. So let us not be ignorant. Let us not just be out here lollygagging in everyday life, taking up the cares of this world and get caught in the day of judgment. He said, watch and be sober. It says, for they that sleep in the night and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For Elohim hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Master Yahushua Mashiach, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even also ye do. To their occultic. All praise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good precept right there. Just showing, first of all, that when they say peace, I mean, we can't listen to what they say. Their narrative always going to be false. They say peace, peace, but behind closed curtains, why y'all still building nuclear weapons?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good script. Is that the last one out?
Yes, sir.
Well, all praises to the Most High. I mean, as we see all the stuff going on in the world, that's just on a large scale. Not to mention our personal lives. Everybody got something going on in their personal life, you know. And it's like, that's why he said, do all things without murmurings and disputings. Because you might be sitting up there complaining about something that somebody else ain't trying to hear you. They got their own problems going on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then they start hearing your problems. You're like, you complaining about that? Well, it's just the negative vibe anyway. It's like, what's the point of complaining rather than getting busy and helping fix the problem? Mm-hmm. And I just feel like that's a big part of our problem is, you know, Yasharal or so-called Black Americans, whatever. It's that we dwell on the problem so much instead of just fixing the problem. But sometimes it's not that hard to fix the problem. And the thing is, it's like the scriptures get the solution and we be halfway in it. But until we get fully in it, then we'll start reaping the benefits of what the scriptures is directing us to do. So it's like, it's easy to say, it's easy to say peace, it's easy to say love on each other, it's easy to say all that. But the part where it's telling you to correct your actions, that's the hard part. But we'll just jump right back into it. You know, good scripts thus far, just really letting us know that at this hour, it's time to really not be lax and not be slack and really to tap in with the Most High. So, as we left off last week talking about when do we really start cutting people off, you know, that's causing contentions amongst the assembly or amongst your, you know, your unit. We'll just pick back up in here at Romans 16 and 17. Romans 16 and 17. So, like, if you was back in the day and you end up being one of the Messiah's disciples or one of Shaul's disciples, and he was writing to you and telling you to conduct yourself in a certain manner, this is something he would tell you. So he wrote to them in Rome saying, not at verse 17, Romans 16 and 17, he said, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. So we gotta ask ourselves, is that what we see even in the church today? I ain't been at church, but I don't know. Like, you know, in the Muslim world and in the church world, it seems like they do have a certain degree of like, even if it's just them being stiff necked, like it's certain things, like you come in there saying certain things, like they just gonna avoid, like they not going for it. You know, JC, you can't come in there talking no other name. You talking about Sunday, ain't this shit, like it's certain things, they just standing on it. They ain't gonna have these conversations or
pick you up and throw you out.
That's it. He said something.
You leave JC alone.
Yeah. Certain things we just ain't gonna talk about up in here,
Yeah.
you know, and they just get you out. And same thing with the Muslims. I say like in the assembly, I mean, because we do deeper dives than, you know, a lot of other, you know, spiritual factions. I think that's why it's a lot of different ideas that come up, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you just follow the blueprint of the disciples, apostles, Mashiach, it's telling you right here. He said, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned. So all we got to do is see what they have learned and go off of that. So whatever they was learning, that's what we should be learning. And if somebody's going contrary to that, we should avoid them. I think that's the hard part that we trying to really come to grasp with is the avoiding part. But sometimes it's like, oh, you just silence somebody, sit them down in the back or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's like, is it avoiding? We read last week, he said, "Cat deliver such unto Satan, so his flesh may be destroyed, but his spirit can be saved." So it's like, that's the part, putting you out of the camp. When Miriam turned lepers in snow, they said are outside of the camp for the completion of the 7 days.
And when women go on these cycles and stuff too, and they're unclean.
Cycle, give birth.
They can't be a part of the community for
the duration or whatever that. And so, not saying even anything wrong with the nature behind a woman's cycle or the nature of birth, but is it showing you that that's how strict he was on uncleanness? He's like, there's certain things that's even natural that's unclean that you still just can't be in the fold of the community. But you know, then there's some things that's just unnatural that we're putting on ourselves. So if you can't naturally just go through your cycle or go through burying somebody and, you know, not being separated, then what do you think about willful sin? You see what I'm saying? It's like that. He's talking about separating himself from things that are just natural. These things we put on ourselves. And like I said, all you got to do is go back to what the ancients was taught, and then we'll know. But he said if they're going contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, avoid them. So it just raises questions, you know, because we do gather and we do, you know, try to have unity and stuff. But it's like, I know it's like, why beat the dead horse on doctrine? But we're not beating the dead horse. We just read what the word said. So, you know, we went over that last week. We've been reading these Proverbs every day. And, you know, I think it's good to stay in wisdom books and stay getting, you know, the understanding from the books of wisdom, because they really help you on everyday practical life. And it's like really like it's almost like when you read the Proverbs and Ecclesiasticus and stuff like that, it's almost like you're in a weight room or you're in the boxing room, hitting a punching bag, getting ready for, you know, it's time to really perform, because when those situations happen, it's almost like slow motion. You go, oh, this is a proverb, such and such type moment. You know, you could kind of relate to that scripture and move accordingly. but I'm going to hit a couple of Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 13 at verse 20. Proverbs 13 and verse 20. All right, here we go. It says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a company of fools shall be destroyed. So it's just like, when you see it like that, I mean, it sounds so simple, right? He that walketh with wise men shall be wise. So basically, you are the company you keep. But what it goes into a little deeper is what's going to happen if you keep the wrong company. A company of fools shall be destroyed. So if you don't walk, what'd you say?
What verse was you at?
13, Proverbs 13 and 20. And you know, in these last days where everybody try to overcomplicate things, I think that's why it'd be hard for people to even understand the scriptures, because y'all trying to overcomplicate it. Just read for what it says. You can self-examine your life by just reading what it says. Are you walking with wise people? Yay or nay? If you are, you'll probably pick up some wisdom, right? Are you accompanying fools? If so, you know your end is going to be destruction. Just look at the scriptures like that. Proverbs, I want to say 22. Proverbs 22. And I really want to look at verse 10, but I want to look at a couple of other verses real quick before that. Verse 1, it is just letting us know that a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. So your name hold a lot of weight. You know, your name hold a lot of weight. It's coming from the Hebrew word shem, which is your fame, character, your banner. You know, your name is your brand. So anytime somebody go out there and say Akburn, that's everything that Akburn brand stand on. You know, anytime somebody go out there and say, oh, Coty Meek, that's everything that her brand stand on. So that's where your name come in play. Anytime you say, oh, I'm Yasharala, we could go to the book and see if you're Yasharala. Oh, I'm standing with Yahuwah. We could go to the book and say, because he has his name and his fame recorded in this book. It said, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches and loving favor rather than silver and gold. So we can't put everything on the materialistic. And a lot of times folks come with, that's what the book of Proverbs also talk about, taking a bribe or a gift. You know, because sometimes folks come even into the assembly trying to have bribes or try to have materialistic things that they think that, oh, I could win over the set apart by materialistic things, but your heart ain't really with Yahuwah. You see what I'm saying? Then they trying to bribe you into being in the company with the set apart. And the Proverbs tell you, don't take the gift. You know, don't take the bribe, because it's gonna pervert your judgment. And now all you're overlooking things this person doing now, you know, oh, well, that's them, man. They good for the money though. And that's how some of these churches, just like I keep bringing up, they trying to gather all this money in the churches. They don't care how you living, just give us the money.
Right.
All of it.
So many people in a congregation, they're not, all they care about is how much you got.
Do you even know that person's name that offered that $1,200?
Right. Can you even help this person get like salvation right in their mind, renew their spirit, renew their mind?
Yeah.
Teach them how to repent.
No, sir. Go to that ATM that's in the lobby. You get my money.
Right.
The finesse is, that's all done on cross with JC. You know what I mean? That's all done. I just had a conversation with this lady from like Asia, and she was like, asking where I was, because we was at Sukkot. It was like, we thought you was fired. I was like, no, we was keeping tabernacles. She was like, is that Old Testament? I'm like, it's in the Old Testament. Then she said, Jesus do everything for me. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Then she like, he do everything. So then I perceived, I'm like, oh, she's saying like he don't have to eat the feast because he on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, the Messiah kept the feast. You know what I'm saying? But in the language barrier, and I ain't getting into, hey, look, I'll praise that you got faith, I suppose. You know what I'm saying? But shoot, we show. Yeah.
And then they overlook the scripture. The most hospitality is our example. Right.
So did he go to the Feast of the Tabernacles?
Then we should go. And then he said, "Be ye perfect as we are perfect."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Be like them." So why would I not do what
he did?
Right? Don't that make sense? If we're supposed to be like them, shouldn't we do the things that they did? Say the things that they said, be the way that they are.
And that's the whole separation between religion and being faithful. It's like religion is pretty much just knowing and going through the traditions. It ain't got nothing to do with a heart change. You go to work religiously. You don't really love your place of employment like that. You have to collect a check. And, it's kind of like, that is the only difference between before the Mashiach and after the Mashiach. It's like before the Mashiach, they giving up these sacrifices, these offerings, and things like that, doing it just out of rituals, and out of the playbook. Okay, I get my offering. I'm clean from sin now. It's like, with the Mashiach arrival, I got to clean up my heart now. So, that's pretty much the only difference. But, that's what folks got to really understand. It's not to say, oh, the Mashiach came, now I'm under lawlessness. Because, man, right after she gave that little testimony, y'all, I ain't gonna hold you. My whole family got into an accident with a semi truck. They all in coma. The lady at my job that was, telling me JC did everything for her. She in a coma.
What? Her?
Yeah, her husband, her kids. Everybody got broke up. So,
Right after, y'all talking about that?
Right after. Went to the weekend, came back. They like, yeah, she got in an accident. I'm like, dang. But, that's why I say, like,
she probably dependent on Jesus Christ.
She's dependent. And it's like, you only know what you know. So it's like.
And they don't know what they don't.
Don't know what you don't know. So, do you judge and be like, well, see, that's what you get for believing in JC? But it's like, at least you believe something to a certain extent. Yeah. But it just shows you the severity of why it's important not to follow false shepherds, why it's important to really know who you serving. Because now, you're in a situation you don't even know who to pray to.
She's probably getting a revelation while she's out.
Most I willing.
But how we're talking about God and Magog?
Yeah.
It said that those are like the Middle Eastern people, like the Oriental looking people, the Southeast Asia over here, that region, that's Magog. And that they supposed to basically wake up first, as the scripture said. I was listening to this today. It's a prophecy in the scripture. It said that they're gonna come first, like when all the people start coming after comes back. Yes. That they're gonna wake up first. They're gonna know who we are first. Out of all the Americans, they know who we are, but they the ones who's gonna be standing on it. Like, oh, that's them kind of stuff. So her people, they might be alright. They're gonna realize who he is, and then they're gonna. If she would have realized who he was at work, she probably would have started believing.
I think that's the thing too. It's like we the light that's shining because they wouldn't know about no tabernacles if it wasn't. For encountering brothers like us and sisters like us. So it's like, and the question got to pop in their head like, well, it's important for them to do it. Why ain't it important for me to do it? And my thing is not because I'm doing it, it's because it's in the book. But once they put that barrier up, the first thing they tell you when you come into the church is, JC did it all. You don't got to do nothing. So if I'm leading with that, it's like,
once saved, always saved. You know your heart.
yup.
Yep.
So if you lead with that, what does that leave room for? It's like, I don't got to do nothing.
Then it's like, why do we continue to need him daily? If that's the case, shouldn't I just need him today? I got saved.
That's it. Went down in some
Right,
water,
why do I
got
need
wet.
him tomorrow? If I had him yesterday and I was saved, then I'm always saved now.
So that's a false narrative.
That makes sense.
I'm going to jump down here, verse 6. And I just, think this verse is just always good to hit. But it say, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And I think that's really the goal of every family, is basically the purpose of life is to raise up your family. That's everybody's individual goal. Raise up your family and be the best component, whatever, if your daughter, father, whatever your title is, be the best version of that for your family. And I think we just start making these stronger family units, then the community will do better.
Yeah, that's true.
That ties back into verse 1. You know what I'm saying? That good name.
Yep, and then right after that good name, it says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Right after that verse. Yep.
Yeah, so I tell my short lady, this time I'm on here for for a short time. Nobody knows when we gonna leave, but we always we the oldest, so we should leave before our children.
Naturally,
you know what I'm saying? But that's not always the case. But being that we have more knowledge than they have, or that we have more knowledge than some of these short leggeds. Some of these short leggeds are smart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we're not here for only for a short time. So for that short time, did I do what I was supposed to do as a father? You know what I'm saying? Did I tell you go to school be a bully? Did I tell you go out here and rob the weakest person that you see? Or did I tell you about these laws, statutes, and commandments? Have I tried to improve certain things in your life? Have I tried to improve certain things in my life? You know what I'm saying? Because once we gone, now it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing no more. Won't even be worried about you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Most I willing, we all in Abraham's bosom. But once we leave this realm, we ain't worried about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And when you leave, don't be worried about me.
Yeah. And say I'm in heaven because that ain't what the script say. Yeah.
He said he sleep.
Yeah, he rested. Or,
I shall be back with my father and everyone else.
you know what I'm saying? So gotta leave that good name and yeah.
And then it says
but that needs a strong family unit to do.
Strong family. Ecclesiastes 1 and 4, from what you just said.
What was the chapter?
1 and verse 4.
All right.
One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So, like you said, we ain't gonna be here. It's gonna be the next generation up. But the plan stage that everybody gotta play this out on is on the earth. So let me leave these rewards stored up and these treasures stored up for the children, so that name can continue to permeate through the earth. And we supposed to have the name of Yahuwah on us. So that's why you see a lot of folks even now, they like, I'm Yasharal, so shoot, their children have a Yasharal name. And then it's gonna be like you start seeing these great people in society rise up, they all got the name Yasharal on them. And that's just a prelude to how it's gonna be in the kingdom. Everything great is gonna have the name Yasharal on it. and have the banner of Yahuwah on it. So we just practicing now to be part of that fold. Oh, y'all got anything else you want to bring up? All right, I'm about to jump back to Proverbs 22 and at verse 10. At verse 10. Y'all ready?
Hold on 1 second, bro. All right.
And it reads, cast out the scorner, and contention shall go out. Yea, strife and reproach shall cease. So that's just a straightforward one-liner. If you cast out the scorner, then contention shall go out. So you got issues going on within the body, within the unit, the family unit, and it's saying if you cast out that component, that person who's doing that, the contention shall go out. Yea, strife and reproach shall cease. So it's not going to be no more going back and forth, no more big why, because you put that person out. Yeah, let's get that.
Yeah, it's age 38, 87, and it says loose. And it says to scorn, to make mouth at, to talk arrogantly, to boast, to scorn, to mock, to deride, to interpret, ambassador, to be inflated, scoff, act as a scorner, show oneself as a monster. One time it says using the scripture of derision. That's delusional. That's delusional to make mouths at all.
To speak barbarously in a foreign tongue. So like mocking them, like, you know what I mean? Mocking somebody's language. From those who speak a foreign language, appearing to those who are ignorant of it as if they babble.
That's what my grandma was doing to me when I was trying to talk about the Bible.
See, they're mocking and they're scoffing.
Yep.
And they don't realize, like, this is why I can't even be around you.
Those who are ignorant. You just read this to those who are ignorant of it as if they babble and stammer senselessly.
So, like, you know, if you're making fun of, you know, you probably make fun of a Chinese man. You know what I'm saying? but they can do it with us too. Even if we talk a set apart and using English, somebody could be, oh, you with the Ruach HaKodesh. Oh, you know, they just mocking it. Or it's just like, oh, you gotta go keep your Sabbath. Okay, I know you.
My grandma just said that in text message. She said, yeah, that might be how them people dress. But that don't mean you gotta dress like them. Like, girl.
So dress like Babylon. So dress like Babylon.
That's what she did. That's what she.
But that just shows you our mind.
Got your toes out.
Got on a dress. What you wearing a dress for? You should wear jeans like me. Pants. I got pants. You see these jeans? They thicker than your dress. I'm like, girl.
Well, you just keep setting yourself apart.
Yeah.
Go. Set the trend.
Good.
All right. Jumping over here to 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. Y'all ready?
Yeah, man.
It says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? So what business do you got with this unrighteous individual? And what communion hath light with darkness? Polar opposites. How is that going to pan out?
That makes sense. I like that verse right there. That's a great verse.
Yeah, all praises. Verse 15. And what concord hath Mashiach with Belial? Baal, basically. Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? What do you got to do with an unbeliever?
Mm-hmm.
And what agreement hath the temple of Elohim with idols? Ain't no idols allowed up in the temple. For ye are the temple of the living Elohim. So you're the temple, so the only thing you got room for is Ruach. As Elohim hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. Wherefore, come out from among them. Separate, man. The excommunicado. You have to separate from these people and be ye separate. See? Be ye separate. Don't coddle. Don't try to make amends. Hey, look, this is what it is. Either you can get down with it or you can get lost. Save Yahuwah. And this is save Yahuwah. Touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. Then I'll receive you. You have washed yourself, made yourself pure. You can be received back into the fold. But if not, man, it's going to cut you off. It says, and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith Yahuwah Almighty. And then over here in James 4:4. And it just reads, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with Elohim? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of Elohim. So if you're a friend with the world, you're an enemy of Elohim. So if you like worldly things, you know, see, this is the part that they don't want to hear. You know, this is the part that's like, it's like, I don't remember it's in the Waffle House. The dude was like, "Are y'all Israelites?" It was like, yeah. He's all long.
Knew who we was. This was in Dayton. This was in Dayton.
That was in
Georgia.
In Georgia. That was in Georgia.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. I got them mixed up because we go to a Waffle House now. But the one in Dayton, I think our server was a witch.
Probably was. I found out that there was one of the biggest witches coven found in Dayton.
A what?
Witch coven. It's like,
what's a coven?
It's like a house, like a big sanctuary for witches.
Oh, okay.
That's what a coven is. It's like a temple for right.
Oh, okay.
Time.
Yeah, cause she looking kind of weird, but she came. We ordered our food, and then she said, "Would y'all like to go cups and to go silverware to eat y'all food?" And we was like, "Yeah." You know what I'm saying? But this how she was looking, I think we might glance at each other. We was like, yeah, go ahead. But then, the dude in Georgia, we walked in after, what was that? The first show in Georgia. Mm-hmm. We came back, and then he was sitting at the bar with his lady, and then he looked down at the fringes. He said, y'all the Israelites? He was like, yeah. I think he knew we was the ones in the purple, for sure. But he was like, he down there had a bad meltdown type. He grabbed his head and all that. He was black. He said, man, I know about y'all, man. Y'all get on my nerve. He was like,
it was hard on him.
He was like,
I'm like, come on.
He was like, oh, okay. And then, but he stayed around for a while though. He talked to us for a little bit. He might have been there when we got our food and was leaving. I think it's probably, you know what I'm saying? But
People know. I walked in my house today. Some little girls ran up on me. They seen my chain. They're like, we seen you before. Our daddy got that.
Oh, yeah?
I'm like, oh, he do? Well, if you say he got it, I believe you.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people got this.
yeah,
I think it's in Hebrew. Little girl was like, I don't know, but I thought the stones that God like, and I'm like, yeah. And her big sister ran up. It's like, our daddy got that. Them is Hebrew stones. I'm like, yeah.
That's what's up.
That's
The word's going forward.
Mm-hmm. He at church right now. I said, I believe.
Yeah.
Is it you about to go to church? I said, no.
yeah. Most High word don't come back, boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Go out and do what it says it's going to do.
Everybody knows. I'm so excited. I like when I go out and they know who I am. And it's going to happen until one day they're going to kill me. But they can be like, y'all seen them Hebrew Israelites? Look at them.
Yeah, hey, that's,
And I'm going to be outside one day or not. I don't know.
you know what I'm saying?
It's going to happen. I could. It's happening.
It's happening. It's happening fast. You know what I'm saying?
That's why we gotta get swing. They're gonna be looking for us and our family. My grandma gonna be offering us up. That's what the word say. Your grandma too. She gonna offer you up. And
Hey, everybody got somebody that, hey, I know Hebrew. Niggas is over that. You know what I'm saying?
you said, how much you gonna give me? Oh yeah, I see her address right now. Yep.
30 pieces of silver. Oh yeah, I'll take it to her right now.
You got a house for me? Oh, and my kids? Oh yeah. She cool. She done live in the rest of life. She loves the Lord. She going to heaven.
Yeah.
That's what they gonna say.
What else we got, Hebrew?
All right, y'all. We keep it pushing. Just want to look at King Saul real quick. Can we jump over to 1 Samuel 8? 1 Samuel 8. And looking at how Yasharal don't want to listen. We never had a king over us like the other nations. So the Edom always had kings over them. That's why they had dukes and things like that. And that's why they had kings all the way back in Genesis. You know, they were already kings. We just now getting to 1 Samuel and just now getting to a 1 King. So that's a big difference in time frame of having kings. We would have judges that would help govern the people, but we never had just king over the whole nation. But the people of Yasharal wanted that, and this is how it went down in 1 Samuel 8 and 1. And it reads, and it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Yasharal. Now the name of the firstborn was Yoel, and the name of the second was Abiah. They were judges in Beersheba. And his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre. We keep running into that lucre. So they're trying to get gain. They're trying to get money, greed, and took bribes and prevented judgment. Talking about the bribes. So they took bribes and prevented judgment. That's what the bribes do. That's why when, you know, you can look at the pastor and say, man, don't you know this true? And they can say, man, yeah, I heard. They're not going to switch up because the bribes and the lucre is preventing their judgment rather than saying, hey, look, let's get the people on the right track with the right doctrine, the right teaching, versus let me get my pockets fat and be out here living comfortable like a fat cat. Verse 4, then all the elders of Yasharal gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah and said unto him, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. They said, give us a king like all the nations. But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto Yahuwah And Yahuwah said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee. So he said, actually listen to the people. For they have not rejected thee, you, but they have rejected me. So he said, man, they're not doing this evil against you, Samuel. They rejected me, that I should not reign over them. So they don't want the Most High to reign over them, right? America, we can sit here and say, hey, look, this is what the Bible says. This is what they'll say, well, the Constitution says this. President just passed this law, so you don't want Yahuwah to rule over you. It say, according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other Elohim, so do they also unto thee. So it's like, man, even after everything the Most High done brought us through, brought us over the Red Sea, brought us out of Egypt, brought us out of these captivities. We in this captivity, and he giving us the playbook to get out, and we still don't even want to listen to this day. Now, therefore, hearken unto their voice, howbeit, yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. So he said, man, show them the manner of the king that's going to reign over them. Here's the warning concerning the king. And Samuel told all the words of Yahuwah to the people that asked of him a king, and he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen, and some shall run before his chariots, and he will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over fifties, and will set them to ear his ground, and to reap his harvest, and to make his instruments of war and instruments of chariots. And he will take your daughters to be confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers. And he will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. He giving them a rundown like, man, this is who you're going to have. It's going to be hard on you. Mm-hmm. And he will take the 10th of your seed and your vineyards and give to his officers and to his servants. And he will take your men servants and your maid servants and other goodliest young men and your asses, and put them to his work. He will take the 10th of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants, and ye shall cry in that day because of your king, which ye have chosen you, and Yahuwah will not hear you in that day. So Yahuwah is like, he gives you the option to listen to him and he'll hear you, or you could go a whole nother way and have a whole situation going on, and he still ain't, but he's not going to hear you. You got to deal with that situation. Mm-hmm. People have got to realize that, and that's how life works. It's like you can listen to the sound advice that somebody's giving you, you know what I'm saying? And you can be like, okay, look, you know, financial advice or whatever. I'm going to invest, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to reap the benefits of that, or I'm not. And I'm going to reap the consequences. At verse 19, it says, nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, nay, but we will have a king over us, that we also might be like the other nations, trying to be like other people, mm-hmm. and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he rehearsed them in the ears of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said to Samuel, hearken unto their voice, and make them a king. And Samuel said unto the men of Israel, go ye every man unto his city. So they're looking for a king. I'm going to jump down here at chapter 10 and verse 15. And it reads, now Yahuwah had told Samuel in his ear a day before Saul came, saying, tomorrow about this time I will send thee a man out of the land of Benjamin, and thou shalt anoint him to be captain over my people, Yasharal, that he may serve my people out of the hand, that he may save my people out of the hand of the Philistines. For I have looked upon my people, because their cry is come unto me. And when Samuel saw Saul, Yahuwah said unto him, behold, the man whom I spake to thee of, this same shall reign over my people. So he said, this is the man that's going to reign over your people. So at this point in time, Saul is becoming a figure in the sight of Samuel, and it's been revealed that he's going to be the king of Yasharal. Then Saul drew near Samuel in the gate and said, "Tell me, I pray thee, where the seer's house is?" And Samuel answered Saul and said, "I am the seer. Go up before me unto the high place, for ye shall eat with me today and tomorrow, and I will let thee go, and will tell thee all that is in thine heart. And as for thine asses that were lost 3 days ago, set not thy mind on them, for they are found, and on whom is all the desire of Yasharal? Is it not on thee and on all thy father's house?" And Saul answered and said, "Am not I a Benjamite of the smallest tribes of Yasharal, and my family the least of the families of the tribe of Benjamin? Wherefore then speakest thou so to me?" He's like, "Man, I'm from the smallest tribe of Benjamin. Who am I to be?"
What verse you at?
I'm at verse 21, 22 now.
Okay.
But he's looking like, I'm from Benjamin, small tribe, not thought much about. Like, why are you talking to me like this? And Samuel took Saul and his servants and brought them into the parlor and made them sit in the chiefest place among them that were bidden, which were about 30 persons. And Samuel said unto the cook, "Bring the portion which I gave thee, of which I said unto thee, see it, set it by thee." And the cook took up the shoulder and that which was upon it, and set it before Saul. And Samuel said, "Behold, that which is left, set it before thee, and eat. For unto this time hath it been kept for thee, since I said, I have invited the people." So Saul did eat with Samuel that day. And when they were come down from the high place into the city, Samuel communed with Saul upon the top of the house. And they arose early, and it came to pass about the spring of the day that Samuel called Saul to the top of the house, saying, "Up, that I may send thee away." And Saul arose, and they went out, both of them, he and Samuel, abroad. And as they were going down to the end of the city, Samuel said to Saul, "Bid the servant pass on before us." And he passed on, "But stand thou still a while, that I may show thee the word of Elohim." So Saul then got hooked up with Samuel, and Samuel is teaching him the ways of the Most High, and he's about to be the king.
I think I'm in the wrong chapter. Right? What chapter?
We in chapter 10 now, 10 and 1. But I'm gonna jump down. 1 Samuel 10. And
I heard you say 10. I jumped over to 10. I'm like, where I get? I didn't jump.
Well, I'm gonna skip past 10 though. Basically, he prophesied with the prophet. So now Saul is starting to reign as king. He's having all these accolades. He's really doing it big, but he be messing up in the process, right? He be messing up, and it be showing you that his heart ain't really on the things of the Most High, but it's on being the king. His heart is on being this figure and not really doing things to please the Most High, but he just wants to be in that position. But Saul had his reign. I'm just gonna skip in. Really, I'm gonna skip over to 1 Samuel. Let's go 16. Let's go 1 Samuel 6. 16. I mean, so Saul done all these things, right? But now, let me see if this is what I want. So as we just go through this, really just looking at this life of Saul because he was chosen to do a purpose of the Most High, but also sometimes the Most High, man, the Most High just so crafty because even though Saul had a lot of examples within him that do show the Mashiach and do show like things of righteousness, you can have somebody who got the image of righteousness on them, but they're set there for a purpose to show you what not to do. You could be in the fold of Yahuwah and still be down. You could be around, but not really in. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what we're speaking to. And this is the king. He should be in like fleeing. But I'm going to just jump down here verse. Let's see what verse 12 say. It say, and he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy, David, and withal of a beautiful countenance and goodly to look at. And Yahuwah said, arise, anoint him, for this is he. Then Samuel took the horn oil and anointed him in the midst of the brethren, and the spirit of Yahuwah came upon Daud from that day forward. So Samuel arose and went to Ramah.
Verse what?
I'm at verse 16 and 13.
Let's go with that. What you were just talking about. All Israel, not Israel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Romans 9:6. It says, however, it is not as though the word of Elohim has failed, for they are not all Israel who are of Israel.
What verse is that?
9 and 6. Romans.
And first Samuel's what we leave up there.
She started at 13.
Okay.
So probably just now
and
14.
Correct. So let's hit 13 one more time.
Yes, sir.
Because we were just talking about something earlier, talking about once saved, always saved. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole point. It's like, and some things is not just permanent. Like, even if you got to put somebody out of your presence for a while, maybe they just need to get themselves together, then they can come back into the fold. But we don't know that yet. We just know that at this point, you got to go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like, if we start trying to think for the Most High, if we just do what the Most High tell us, then He already did the thinking, and everything will start working out how it's supposed to work out.
Yeah, we just can't force nothing to fit and make sense when He already told us it wouldn't make sense. Whenever we decide to deal with things that are unholy and not of the Most High, He will not ever let us have peace.
Straight up.
If we're with that thing. And so we release it. And then we fix it again.
Mm-hmm.
But if we continue to try to hold on to something that's out of order,
yeah,
then we won't have peace. Right, or associate yourself with things out of order. If you are say you have a certain habit that my father doesn't like to continue with this habit or whatever, then you won't be at peace with yourself, with relationship or whatever.
It's always in the back of your mind. Like,
yeah, I could have did better.
Yeah.
And I know I do this a lot. I definitely beat myself. I'm very hard on myself. But if everybody was like that, if everybody was hard on themselves, then a lot of the things that we be trying to make be okay, we would just bring it to the forefront and be like, hey, I'm struggling with this. maybe you can help me.
Yeah.
You know, I need help.
And that's part of what we talking about now. Like we talking about just cutting people off from the assembly, but really go deeper to just doing what the Most High say, right? Because like that's just something we just talking about. Excommunicating people that don't need to be there right now, right? But also, like you said, confessing your faults one to another.
Yeah, that's what you can't is true, 100%. And if we continue to act like this person is, you know, just because they said they love the Most High, is about the Most High, when they actions clearly tell us it's not, then we're not gonna be in peace.
So what's the next step that the Most High told you to do? You know what I mean? So like you said, bring your false one. Just do what the Most High said. But okay, I think some of the stuff you touched on is real good. I think we're gonna kind of speak on that. All right, let's hit this then. So the next verse, right, verse 14. So I just want to hit 13 again real quick just to see something. It says, then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren, and the spirit of Yahuwah came upon David, from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. So the spirit of Yahuwah came on Dawood. But verse 14, but the spirit, the ruach of Yahuwah departed from Shaul. So it came on David, but it left from Shaul. And an evil ruach, an evil spirit from Yahuwah troubled him. So I thought once we got the ruach, we was good though.
Yeah, but the ruach tells us that the most, right, it doesn't always, it won't always go with us. So what we know from the books of wisdom is that the ruach will dwell with the man who is still sinning, but it will torment him every single day by the decisions that he makes until either he get rid of those decisions and change, or until the Most High get him over to that reprobate mind and the spirit leave. And it also said that the spirit of God cannot dwell in a man in who's wrath. The wrath of a man cannot possess the spirit of God at the same time. It's impossible to contradict.
So look at 14. It say one ruach left from Saul and the other ruach came into him. So the spirit of Yahuwah departed from him, and the evil spirit of Yahuwah troubled him.
So that's different than the unclean spirit. The unclean spirit is not of the Most High, but the evil spirit is of the Most High. That evil spirit that Saul had, the Most High gave to him
to trouble him.
Yes, on purpose. So of course the ruach left because the Most High wasn't dealing with him no more, but the Most High was mad at Saul. So he's like, yeah, you about to be delusional. Here. Gave him the spirit, and that spirit was tormenting him. And there was nothing he could do to get the go away, because what the Most High say was, I shut a door, can't nobody open it. And when I open the door, can't nobody shut it. So what I do, you can't undo, and what I undo, you cannot do again.
And you can't look at titles. It's just the king of Yasharal.
Oh, he ain't king no more, because he lost that out in the town.
But he lost it.
Yeah, from his name.
Yup. So, you know, for everybody sitting there like, oh, well, once you get it, man, you good. Like, just consider Saul.
And Solomon, he lost the olive in the tall. Esau was born with.
So they might not know about the olive in the tall come to it.
She's going.
Oh, okay.
On the next episode,
we're gonna talk about the olive in the tall, because the olive in the tall is it's a strong covenant.
It's the sign of the covenant of the Most High, and people don't just get it and keep it. The only person who got it and kept it like that was with Jacob, Rahab, stuff like that.
It's basically showing you, you know, you can lose your position with the Most High. You can lose your connection. So don't ever let somebody just get you think, oh, I'm spiritual, or like the universe and, you know, all this. Like, if you are breaking universal rules, spiritual laws, to fit your narrative, to fit your narrative, then you're going to lose that connection. So, like, yeah, there are certain things that, like, whether you're talking about cool or whether you're talking about whatever, there's certain things that's just going to happen. The law of gravity, throw it up, it's going to come down, right? So that's going to happen.
Unless you go to the moon.
Unless you go to the moon.
Yeah. And then we can look at David. David is a good example, because David didn't look the olive in the top, but a lot of bad decisions. Saul made a lot of bad decisions and he lost it. But the difference between them is David fasted and prayed and cried and petitioned to the Most High for forgiveness. Saul continued to boast in his pride. So it also depends on how you deal with it. Yeah. Exactly. If you are wrong,
David was after you, who was on hard.
Exactly. That man was on the ground in sackcloth and ashes, and Saul was still like, I'm the king, I'm gonna still fight, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, you know. So we gotta pay attention to how we handle situations if we're wrong. You know, we have to pray and beg for forgiveness. Beg. Yes.
Well, all praises. Think that's good. Huh? Key, how y'all feeling?
Feeling good like a Hebrew stew.
You know, I guess and you know, we just keep going a little bit on the topic if that's what is needed. But did want to get into some other things, but I don't think time is gonna permit it. But just to really keep our mindset on, you know, communion. Because who are you communing with? You know, and it's like it's easy to get caught up in the fellowship to where everything seems okay, but it really might not be cool, you know. And to be set apart is really be chosen, and it's really a hand. Just like you go out there on the court or on the field and pick up a game, football, basketball. You know, you really be choosing your people based off of attributes. He thought he gonna get boards. I seen him shoot. He got handles. You try to put the best team together possible. You don't want somebody on the team who is a ball hog.
No weak link.
No weak link.
Yeah.
Just play your position. You know, no weak link, because once I see you that weak link, for the sake of the team, on the bench.
Yeah. We not about to lose.
We're not about to lose just because of you.
Because of you. It's because of you. You can't show up to the finals drunk. You not playing, and we mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No. You know, we can't let you get the ball.
Yeah.
God forbid.
He said show to the game drunk. I was trying to remember the play of the D. Somebody played for Doc Rivers. I can't remember. Oh, yeah.
I bet he did.
Oh, yeah.
Robin.
Yeah.
Drunk and high.
Yeah. But you know, all in all, it's like you know, don't be a stumbling block for the next person, right? And really, the message really ain't for the stumbling block. The message is for those who got the stumbling blocks in the way. Go ahead and just put them to the side. Get out their way. We'll get them out your way. And as an assembly, we got to stand firm and stick together and say, hey, look, this individual, you got to just start doing what the scriptures say. You know, and really chop it down from scripture and say, well, what's the violation? Okay, it's right here, right here. How does the scripture say deal with that? Okay, it says deal with it like that. And just go through and just live your life.
I ain't gonna finish. According to the scripture, we have to take them out to the middle of the city.
Outside the gate.
Outside the gate and throw stuff at them.
This boat is good enough.
Yep. And so that's where in the spiritual it come in to where they casting them out and they killing scene. Yeah. And that's what, you know, I really want to speak on was what we speak on a culture putting evil out of the midst of you. You know, really that's what it is, to put evil out of the midst of Yahshua. That way it's like, okay, well, I seen what happened to such and such that violated. I don't want that to happen to me. I dare not.
Yeah, just like the Most High say, he's like, look, during Passover, eat unleavened bread. If you eat this bread, you cut off.
Yeah, exactly.
We cut you off. You cut off from your people. You can't be their people. Y'all not the same people.
Nobody be cut off. Yeah. Just like the no snitching thing worked for so long.
Now everybody snitching.
Everybody snitching because now they don't feel like they're gonna get cut off. But for how long was it no snitching? You know, snitches get stitches. To the point, boys in there doing 25 to life bids just because they don't want to snitch. So they didn't want to be cut off from a game. You know, and so it's just like, you know, everybody got their code or got their laws they gonna abide by. Like, we should just abide by the laws of the Most High.
My paperwork clean. Ain't no rat on my paperwork.
You hear me?
until somebody rob, steal something from you. Now we call the police.
Yeah.
Nah, this is where my home is at. I gotta protect my kids and my wife and blah blah blah. Nah, now you teeter-tottering around.
Yeah.
You call the boys because you want to know who did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So all praises, man. Y'all got anything else you want to bring out?
I don't know. We good. This was a really good listen.
All
All praise to the Most High.
Really, really good listen.
Hallelujah.
Next week we got a special lesson from the sisters.
Praise.
Y'all, they're gonna be front and center.
Y'all.
Yep. We'll give y'all a title later on. They gonna make their own thumbnail. Cause they do that. That's what they told me.
All praise. But Shabbat Shalom, y'all.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.